What you do in the first 10 minutes after you wake up can either make your back pain better or make it significantly worse for the rest of the day. Most people roll out of bed, grab a cup of coffee, and start moving around before their back has had any chance to prepare for the day, and then they wonder why by noon their back is already aching, why by the evening they can barely sit down, why the same pain keeps coming back day after day, no matter what they try. I am going to show you exactly what to do every single morning to start changing that. 5 specific exercises that take less than 15 minutes and will make a noticeable difference in how your back feels throughout the day. I have been recommending these to my patients for years, and the ones who do them consistently, every single morning without skipping, are the ones who come back and tell me their back pain has changed more in 2 weeks than it did in the previous 2 years. So stay with me through this entire video because the order of these exercises matters, and that last one is the one most people never think to do, but makes one of the biggest differences of all. Let's get into it. Before we get into the exercises, I want to take just a moment to explain why the morning specifically is so critical for back pain. Because once you understand this, it is going to make complete sense why these exercises work. Here is what happens in your body overnight while you sleep. Your spinal discs, those soft cushions between each vertebra in your spine, absorb fluid while you are lying down. They rehydrate, they plump up slightly. This is actually a good thing, and it is why you are technically a tiny bit taller in the morning than you are at night. But here is the catch. Because those discs are more hydrated and slightly swollen in the morning, they are also under more pressure, more sensitive, more vulnerable to strain. This is why so many people with back pain find that the first hour of the morning is the worst part of their day. On top of that, your muscles have been still for 6, 7, 8 hours. The muscles that support your spine, the ones that keep everything stable and protected, they are cold, tight, and not yet activated. They have not been asked to do anything all night. So when you jump out of bed and immediately start bending, twisting, lifting, and moving around before those muscles are warmed up and activated, you are asking a lot of your spine with very little support around it. That is a recipe for pain. And it is exactly why so many people hurt their back doing something as simple as bending down to pick up their socks in the morning. The exercises I am going to show you solve both of these problems. They gently release the pressure in your discs, and they wake up and activate the muscles that your spine needs to have working before you start your day. Do these every morning and your back will have a completely different foundation for the day ahead. The first exercise is one I recommend to almost every single patient I see with lower back pain. It is gentle, it is effective, and it is the perfect way to start your morning routine because it requires almost no effort and your back will feel the difference immediately. It is called the knee to chest stretch. Here is how to do it. Stay in bed or move to the floor. Either works perfectly fine. Lie flat on your back. Take a slow breath in, then gently bring both knees up toward your chest at the same time. Wrap your hands or your forearms around your shins and gently pull your knees in. Not aggressively, just a gentle, steady pull. Now hold that position. Take slow, deep breaths. With each breath out, let your knees come in just a little bit closer to your chest. You should feel a gentle stretch spreading across your entire lower back. If it feels like a release, like your back is finally letting go of something, that is exactly what is happening. Hold this for 30 to 60 seconds. Then slowly lower your feet back down to the floor one at a time. Now here is a variation that adds even more benefit. Instead of holding both knees at the same time, try bringing one knee to your chest while keeping the other leg flat on the floor. Hold for 30 seconds, then switch sides. This gives each side of your lower back its own individual stretch, and you will often find that one side is noticeably tighter than the other. If that is the case, spend a little extra time on the tighter side. What this exercise is doing is gently decompressing your lumbar spine, the lower section of your back. All night long, gravity and your sleep position have been compressing those joints and the muscles around them. This stretch creates space. It releases that compression, it gets fluid moving through the area, and it signals to your nervous system that it is safe to start relaxing the protective tension that built up overnight. Do this for 60 seconds every single morning. It is the perfect starting point, and your back will thank you from the very first time you try it. The second exercise might look simple, and it is, but do not let that fool you because what it is doing underneath the surface is extremely powerful for back pain relief. It is called the pelvic tilt. Stay lying on your back with your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. Take a moment and notice the natural curve of your lower back. There is a small gap between your lower back and the floor. You can slide your hand under there and feel it. Now here is what I want you to do. Gently flatten that curve, tighten your abdominal muscles slightly, not a big crunch, just a gentle tightening, and press your lower back down toward the floor. You are tilting your pelvis backward. Your lower back should make contact with the floor. Hold that position for 5 seconds, then release and let the natural curve come back. That is 1 repetition. Do 10 to 15 of these nice and slowly. Now what is actually happening here? This exercise is doing 2 very important things at the same time. First, it is activating your deep core muscles. Not your six-pack muscles on the surface, but the deep stabilizing muscles that wrap around your spine like a natural brace. These are the muscles that protect your back every time you move, bend, lift, or twist. And after a night of sleep, they are essentially switched off. The pelvic tilt is one of the most effective ways to gently switch them back on without putting any strain on your spine. Second, it is gently mobilizing your lumbar spine and releasing the stiffness that accumulated overnight. Every time you tilt and release, you are creating a small pumping motion in the joints of your lower back. This increases circulation, moves fluid through the joints, and helps wash away the inflammatory chemicals that contribute to morning back pain and stiffness. 10 to 15 repetitions, nice and controlled, no rushing. This one looks effortless, but it is doing serious work inside your spine. By this point in your morning routine, your lower back should already be feeling a little looser and more comfortable. Exercise 3 is going to take that a step further and start moving your entire spine in both directions, which is something your back absolutely needs every single morning. This is called the cat-cow stretch. You may have seen it before in yoga or physical therapy, and there is a very good reason it shows up everywhere, because it works. Move to the floor for this one. Get on your hands and knees. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Your back should be flat like a table. Look down at the floor. Now the cat position. Slowly arch your back upward toward the ceiling. Let your head drop down. Tuck your chin toward your chest. Tuck your pelvis under. Imagine you are a cat stretching its back up as high as it can go. Hold that position for 2 to 3 seconds and really feel the stretch spreading through your entire spine from your tailbone all the way up to your neck. Then the cow position. Slowly reverse it. Let your belly drop down toward the floor. Lift your head and look forward. Let your lower back curve downward. Your shoulder blades will come together slightly. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds and feel the stretch through the front of your spine and the opening across your lower back. Move back and forth between these 2 positions nice and slowly. Breathe in as you move into the cow position. Breathe out as you arch up into the cat position. 10 repetitions. What makes this exercise so valuable is that it moves your spine through its full natural range of motion in both directions. Forward flexion and extension. Every vertebra in your spine gets mobilized. The muscles on both sides of your spine get stretched and activated. The discs get gently compressed and decompressed in a rhythmic pumping motion that increases circulation and reduces that morning stiffness dramatically. If you can only do one exercise in the morning and you have to skip everything else on this list, this is the one I would want you to do. 10 slow repetitions of cat-cow and your spine will feel more mobile and more comfortable than it has in years. We are now halfway through the morning routine, and this is where we shift from releasing and mobilizing into activating and strengthening. Because here is something I tell every single one of my back pain patients. A weak backside is one of the most underrated causes of chronic lower back pain. Your glutes, your buttock muscles, are the largest and most powerful muscles in your entire body, and they are directly connected to the health of your lower back. When your glutes are weak, your lower back has to compensate for them. It takes on load it was never designed to handle, and over time that compensation causes chronic pain and stiffness. Activating your glutes every morning is one of the most important things you can do for your back, and the glute bridge is the perfect exercise for it. Here is how to do it. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Your feet should be close enough to your body that if you reach down, you can just touch your heels with your fingertips. Now press your feet into the floor and slowly lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes as you lift. Really focus on squeezing them together as tight as you can at the top. Your body should form a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Hold at the top for 3 to 5 seconds, then slowly lower back down. That is 1 repetition. Do 10 to 15. A few important things to pay attention to. Do not rush this movement. The slower and more controlled you do it, the more your glutes are doing the work. If you feel this primarily in your lower back rather than your glutes, it means your lower back is compensating. Consciously try to tuck your pelvis slightly and focus on squeezing your glutes. With a little practice, you will feel it in exactly the right place. Also, make sure you are not arching your lower back excessively at the top of the movement. You want a straight line from knees to shoulders, not an exaggerated arch. 10 to 15 repetitions every morning. This exercise is rebuilding the foundation that your lower back depends on. And most people feel a noticeable improvement in their back stability within the first 2 weeks of doing this consistently. Exercise 5 is the one that ties everything together, and it is the one I see make the most dramatic difference in people with chronic lower back pain when they commit to doing it consistently every morning. It is called the bird dog, and what it does is train your spine to be stable, not just strong, stable. There is a difference, and it matters enormously for back pain. Here is how to do it. Start again on your hands and knees in the same tabletop position from the cat-cow stretch. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, back flat. Now engage your core gently, just a light tightening of the abdominal muscles, like you are bracing for someone to lightly poke you in the stomach. Keep that gentle engagement throughout the entire exercise. Slowly reach your right arm straight out in front of you while at the same time extending your left leg straight out behind you. Both limbs should be parallel to the floor. Hold that position for 5 to 10 seconds. Keep your back completely flat. Do not let it rotate or arch. Keep your hips level. Keep your eyes looking down at the floor. Then slowly bring both back to the starting position and repeat on the opposite side. Left arm, right leg. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds. That is one full repetition. Do 8 to 10 on each side. Now, why is this exercise so powerful for back pain? When you reach one arm forward and extend the opposite leg at the same time, you are creating a rotational force on your spine. Your spine wants to twist, and the deep muscles around your spine, the multifidus muscles, the transverse abdominis, have to fire to prevent that rotation and keep your spine stable. This is exactly the kind of stability training your spine needs. Because in real life, your back is constantly dealing with rotational forces. Every time you walk, every time you reach for something, every time you turn around, your spine is managing rotation. And if the stabilizing muscles are weak, you feel it as pain. The bird dog teaches those muscles to do their job. And when those muscles start doing their job properly, the lower back stops hurting. 8 to 10 repetitions on each side. Take your time. Slower is better. And if you find your back is rotating or your hips are tilting, reduce your range of motion. Even a smaller range of motion with perfect form is infinitely more effective than a full extension with poor form. Exercise 6 moves you into a seated position and focuses on something that is critically important for back health but almost always ignored. Rotational mobility. Here is why this matters. Your thoracic spine, the middle section of your back between your shoulder blades, is designed to rotate. It is built for it. But because most of us sit for long periods of time, drive, work at computers, and move mostly forward and backward throughout the day, the thoracic spine becomes stiff and restricted. And here is the problem. When your thoracic spine cannot rotate properly, your lower back has to compensate. It takes on rotation it was never designed to handle, and that compensation causes pain. This exercise restores that rotation every single morning before your back has to deal with the demands of the day. Here is how to do it. Sit on the edge of your bed or on a firm chair. Sit up straight with your feet flat on the floor. Cross your arms over your chest or place your hands on your shoulders. Now slowly rotate your upper body to the right. Turn as far as you comfortably can. Look over your right shoulder. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Feel the rotation through your mid and upper back. Then slowly rotate back to center and continue to the left side. Turn as far as you can. Look over your left shoulder. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Do 10 repetitions on each side. Nice and slow. Let the rotation come from your thoracic spine, not your lower back. Think about rotating from just below your shoulder blades. If you notice that one side rotates significantly less than the other, that restriction is almost certainly contributing to your lower back pain. Spend a little more time on that side each morning, and over the course of a few weeks you will see that restrictions start to release. The final exercise in this morning routine is the one most people with back pain instinctively avoid because they are afraid it is going to hurt. But done correctly, it is one of the most therapeutic things you can do for your lumbar spine. It is called the standing back extension. Stand up straight with your feet about hip width apart. Place both hands on your lower back just above your hips with your fingers pointing downward. Take a breath in. Now slowly extend backward. Let your spine arch gently backward. Your hands are there to support your lower back as you do this. Go only as far as feels comfortable. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds at the end of your comfortable range. Then slowly come back to the upright position. Do 10 repetitions, nice and controlled. Here is why this matters so much. Most of our daily activities involve forward bending. We bend forward to pick things up. We hunch forward at computers. We lean forward in cars. We sit in chairs that push our backs into a rounded position. This constant forward bending compresses the front of our spinal discs and gradually pushes the disc material backward toward the nerves. The standing extension is the antidote to all of that forward bending. It restores the natural lordotic curve of your lower back. It moves the disc material forward away from the nerves. It stretches the muscles and ligaments on the front of your spine that get chronically shortened from all the forward bending. Many of my patients with lower back pain and sciatica find that this single exercise done consistently every morning provides more relief than almost anything else they have tried. If you feel any sharp pain or increased pain shooting down your leg during this exercise, stop immediately and consult your doctor. But for most people, this movement will feel like a relief, like your back is finally being allowed to do what it naturally wants to do. 10 repetitions, standing tall, hands on your lower back, gentle controlled extension, every single morning. Now I want to share one habit that is not an exercise, but that will make every single one of these exercises dramatically more effective, and it costs you nothing. Drink a full glass of water before you do anything else in the morning. I know that sounds simple, but here is the science behind it. Your spinal discs are approximately 80% water. After a night of sleep, your entire body is mildly dehydrated, including your discs. When your discs are dehydrated, they are less able to absorb the pressure and shock of your movements throughout the day. They are more prone to injury and more likely to cause pain. Drinking a full glass of water, ideally 16 ounces, first thing in the morning before you do your exercises gives your body the hydration it needs to rehydrate those discs properly. It also gets your circulation moving and your nervous system waking up. Water first, then exercises, in that order, every morning. I know what some of you are thinking right now. This sounds great, but I am not going to remember to do all of this tomorrow morning. I hear that from my patients all the time. So let me give you the 3 things that actually make a morning routine like this stick. First, do it before you get fully dressed. The biggest obstacle to a morning exercise routine is that once you are dressed and in your day, you do not stop. So do these exercises while you are still in your pajamas, right after you get out of bed, before the day pulls you in a different direction. Second, start with just 3 exercises. If the idea of doing all 7 feels overwhelming, start with exercises 1, 3, and 4. The knee to chest stretch, the cat-cow, and the glute bridge. Just those 3, 10 minutes maximum. Once those 3 become a habit, you can add the rest. Third, put your mat or a towel on the floor next to your bed before you go to sleep. When you wake up and see it there, it serves as a visual reminder and removes the friction of having to set anything up. Everything is already there waiting for you. Consistency matters more than perfection. Doing 5 of these exercises 6 days a week is infinitely more valuable than doing all 7 perfectly once and then stopping. If you found this helpful today, I would love to hear from you. Comment below and let me know where you are watching this from. I always love hearing from my viewers all across the country. And if this video helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. I put out new content every week specifically to help you understand your back and take back control of your life from pain. See you in the next one.